For the second day in a row, Republican Congressman Jim Jordan has failed to win the votes to become House Speaker. Jordan was 18 votes shy of the threshold needed to win the gavel. Here's what the scene on the House floor Wednesday looked like, and also what Congressman Jordan said right after.
No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a speaker has not been elected.
How long do you think this is going to go, Mr. Jordan?
Till we get a speaker.
Meanwhile, both parties are discussing giving Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry, who you just saw at the House lectern there, the power to bring up legislation for a vote. That would likely include emergency aid for Israel. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now from Capitol Hill. Scott, what is the path forward now for Jim Jordan?
A uniquely, historically treacherous one, Jeff, because there's not a singular thing he can do to bring these defectors back on board. They are, inside the Republican conference, these defectors, a uniquely and politically diverse group. And things are going in the wrong direction to begin with. He had more defectors today than he had yesterday, and Republicans are telling me if he goes back at this for a third ballot, he could lose a whole lot more. Among those who are voting for anybody else on the House floor are some of the freshman Republicans who represent areas that may have been won or nearly won by President Biden in 2020. And there are some institutionalists. The chairwoman of the House Appropriations Committee, who's been here quite a long time, oversees all spending, including military spending out of Congress. Congressman Mike Simpson of Idaho, also been here for decades, somebody who is known as an institutionalist. There's not a single silver bullet he can fire and bring back 18 of these 22 defectors, and it feels like, in our conversations with them, these Republican holdouts, their opposition is bulletproof.
If Patrick McHenry is given the powers of normal speaker, are there limits on what he would be able to do?
They certainly would have to set some parameters, right? Because this is the first time in history there's been a speaker pro tem because a speaker was evicted by his own colleagues. So all of this is new terrain. At this moment, his interpretation of his job is he can only shuffle the House, direct the House towards its next speaker vote. What a growing number of members of Congress are saying out loud is that they should potentially expand his portfolio and expand his powers to fully reopen the House, to administer the House towards actually doing legislation, passing laws, avoiding a government shutdown 1 month from today, preparing and passing new aid packages for Israel and for Ukraine. There have been Republicans who have been talking about this openly, more so today than ever before. There are Democrats now talking to me about it as well. And if Jim Jordan goes to a third ballot, Jeff, the deficit gets worse, I expect more people to join that chorus.
Scott, meanwhile, there was this huge crowd on Capitol Hill today of protesters. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, first, just to clarify, the people behind me are not among them. These are just normal visitors here at the Capitol. But there was a group of hundreds inside the Cannon House office building today who called themselves Jews protesting in support of Palestinians. They came through the traditional checkpoints, the metal detectors. They were swept by security. They congregated in that rotunda of the Cannon building, and then they started a particularly loud protest that caused the police to come by. The police say these protesters defied police orders, so they had to be arrested. But they were lawfully and legally inside the complex in the first place. What police are saying is they went too far with their protest. But this appeared to be a specifically choreographed protest. They congregated at once. They had a message. They had an organization to them. And Jeff, outside on Independence Avenue, an historic street here in Washington, D.C., the estimates were there were 1,000 to 2,000 out there.
Wow. All right, Scott MacFarlane, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.